Hello. Welcome to In My 30s, a series where we talk about everything about turning 30 and the life after. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about retinol.
This video is sponsored by Coquel. Coquel is a community-first lifestyle and wellness brand for women. So if you're somebody that's already turned 30, about to turn 30, if you really want to learn how to take care of yourself, you really want to know how to be more productive, you really want to live your best life possible, Coquel shares a lot of content that helps you in productivity, your wellness, self-care, mental health, and a lot of other things that really are very, very important for 30 plus women to focus on. Definitely follow Coquel. Coquel is about to launch its first product very, very soon. I'm going to leave all of the links of Coquel in the description box. You can also search Coquel official on any social media platform, everywhere.
So today, as you guys can notice, I don't really have any makeup on my face. And since we don't have any makeup on my face, I want you guys to see these spots. I hope you guys can see because I don't know, this camera makes my skin look good sometimes. So these spots right here, and I have spots right here as well. I used to think they were spots, right? I used to think that it's sun damage or something like that. And then I went back to see my pictures when I was like 14, 15, and I still had these spots at that time. So I really don't know if they're freckles or I was born with these. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what exactly do you think these spots are. Let's start with retinol. Retinoids are synthetic topical vitamin A based drugs. They increase your cell turnover, which in turn reduces photoaging. It can also reduce your fine lines and your wrinkles. But retinoids in general is a very broad term. There are different variations of retinoids. There are different strengths of retinoids. There are different derivatives of retinoids. Tretinoin is the strongest retinoid. So you can't really buy Tretinoin from the store. You have to be prescribed by a doctor, which is a great thing. I feel like it's so powerful that it needs to be handled with care. And its lighter versions are retinol, adapalene, tazarotene, retinol palmitate, and different ones, etc. etc. So since there are different strengths of retinoids, different retinoids are recommended to different people. The reason why retinoid is recommended to a lot of people, specifically 30 plus women, is because before the age of 30, your skin turnover is somewhat around 28 days. After you turn 30, it slowly goes down from 50 to 70 days. This is the reason why you have fine lines and wrinkles. If your skin turnover is not quick, you will have dull skin, you will have fine lines, and you will have wrinkles. Thus, everybody is recommending you retinol. Many people go towards retinol because it seems like a really great affordable way to take care of your skin. It's great to save time. It is very, very cost effective. It seems like it's just going to solve a lot of your problems. That single tube of retinol. This video right here, that's done by Jennifer Myers. She was the first person that I ever heard talking about retinol over at YouTube. I think this video is about 3 or 2 years old, and I had never seen anybody else talk about retinol before. I personally like to believe she's the person who should be credited to everybody talking about retinol right now, but I could be wrong. Let me know how exactly you found out about retinol. If it was a specific video, if it was a specific content creator, definitely let me know in the comment section. But the reason why I didn't end up using Tretinoin is because I felt that if I use it, then I can't really review a lot of skincare products for you guys because my skin just would be amazing and I wouldn't really have to use anything else. And I felt like that was a negative for me. I have seen a growing crescendo of simple, science-proven, dermatologically approved products as well as advice from professional dermatologists online. Now, what that does is that trickles down to other content creators who aren't really dermatologists but do mirror that sort of information. And I feel like when the information kind of shifts from the source, somebody that has all that information, all that knowledge, I feel like it's more susceptible to misinterpretation, if that makes any sense. Because a lot of people are talking about Tretinoin, it for some reason has started to become this end all be all product, and a lot of people are recommending it to their friends, to the family members, because they feel like it's the new it thing. They feel like it's going to solve all of their problems, and I feel like a lot of times that is in good faith, but sadly it is not really for everyone. And there is no one that's talking about the side effects of tretinoin, or the sort of people that should not be using tretinoin or its derivatives. You remember 5 years ago how everybody was obsessed with aloe vera juice? It was being recommended to everyone to apply on your face, to drink, and it was just like the thing that you had to do in order to have great skin. Now that's tretinoin. Well, whatever I'm about to tell you is not really applicable to all retinols, because as I mentioned before, there are milder versions, there are extra strength versions, and there are versions in the middle. So let's talk a little bit about the side effects of retinol and why exactly it's not a one fit for all. If you're somebody that has sensitive skin, if you have issues like rosacea, stay the hell away from retinol or retinol or anything that is close to retinol family in general. Sensitive skin anyways cannot tolerate even fragrances. It can definitely not tolerate something as strong as retinol. Topical retinols can react tremendously to sensitive skin. And if you're somebody that has rosacea, don't do it. Just don't do it. If you're somebody that has sensitive skin, if you're somebody that doesn't know if you have sensitive skin and you want to start retinols, please go to a dermatologist. Do not take content online as the ultimate truth. First-time retinol users can actually experience redness, dryness of the skin, peeling of the skin, and a lot more. Something like this might not really seem like a big deal when you see everybody online using retinol, talking about retinol, recommending retinol. But in the long run, you don't really know how exactly your skin will react after that inflammation starts happening. I've seen a lot of people talk on different forums and threads how that is just purging. Sometimes purging can go in a different direction altogether. That's the reason why every single time you want to try retinol, you could have any sort of skin, always consult a doctor first. Most of the time people have to adjust the strength of the retinol. Sometimes they have to change the sort of retinol that they're using, but these are the sort of things that you shouldn't be trialing and erroring on your own face. I mean, this is your own face. You don't know if you're going to get chemical burns. You don't know if your skin is peeling too much. You don't even know if your skin is more sensitive than it was before. The amount that you can mess up your skin is way high. So you don't know. You don't know how exactly your skin is going to react to retinol. It's literally vitamin A that you're putting on your face, and unlike natural ingredients that have a little bit of it, you're using something that has only vitamin A. So try to save yourself, try to save your skin, and only do it with the recommendation and a consultation of a dermatologist. Sometimes you might not even have to use a retinol. A lot of times dermatologists will just give you a vitamin C serum or some other thing and you might be good to go. Everybody doesn't need retinol. Oral consumption of isotretinoin, which is a sort of retinol, has been linked to birth defects, which is a really big issue. But let me clarify, that is a oral consumption of isotretinoin. It hasn't really been proven if topically or applying tretinoin or other vitamin A derivatives can actually create an issue for birth defects. In the studies, it's been shown that because you topically apply it, there's a very poor absorption rate, and obviously the surface area that's covered is also very little, because I haven't seen anyone apply retinol all over their body. They generally just apply it on the face. So according to the study, it's not really a lot, so it doesn't really affect the birth defect aspect of it. But experts still, even if the study hasn't proven, just to err on the side of caution, they still recommend women that want to have a kid, women that are pregnant currently, or women that are breastfeeding to not apply any vitamin A derivatives on their face or their body. I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, I'm not really consuming it as a pill, so it's not really a big deal. But you have to be as cautious as you possibly can when you're about to have a kid, when you are pregnant, and when you're lactating, because you don't really know. Just because the research that had about like 500 or 400 people didn't prove that it didn't affect the fetus, that doesn't really mean it doesn't affect the fetus. If you know that something might potentially harm you, it is better on the side of caution rather than taking a risk. So I would highly suggest, do not apply any retinol, retinol, anything to do with vitamin A. Please do not apply it if you want to have a kid. I even read somewhere that a lot of doctors say that if you want to have a kid, stop applying retinol a year before you want to try having a kid, and then obviously while you're pregnant, then you're lactating, and only start it once you've stopped breastfeeding. According to a lot of medical journals, retinol can actually make your skin more sensitive towards the sun. So it is imperative to use a sunscreen. You have to use at least SPF 30. If you hate applying sunscreens, don't use retinol. The second you start using retinol, the second you start using anything to do with vitamin A, you have to slather your face with sunscreen every single day, even when it's raining. When you go outside, it's just going to be a long time of you reapplying your sunscreen. So if you're somebody that hates all those three things, do not start retinol. If you're somebody that cannot make that commitment, I would suggest you stay away from retinols, because that is something that comes hand in hand when you are using retinols. It is something that will continue the rest of your life up until you are using retinols. You see, the dermatologists online are just making content, and that is for a really big audience. Because they're creating content for such a wide audience, they don't know what your skin issues are, they don't know your genetic makeup. They cannot recommend different products to you by doing content, because they have to create content that's very, very generic, because it's applicable to a lot of people. It's not really their fault that they're talking about retinol, they're just giving you information. But you have to be informed enough, you have to take an appointment with them. So they can actually give you a personalized recommendation. You can't really take the recommendation, which is very, very generic, off of their content and apply it to yourself. They don't really know how exactly your skin will react. So you have to make sure to take a personal appointment with a dermatologist before you start your retinol. Please do not, for the sake of your own skin and for the sake of your own sanity, do not start retinol without a dermatological prescription. Don't do it. Please ask dermatologists that are creating content online questions as well. They are professionals. They know exactly what they're talking about. Don't just see the video and apply it on yourself. Ask a question. Most of the time, if your questions are very, very specific, the dermatologists are actually going to reply back to your questions, and they will ask you to book an appointment with them, because they also understand that everybody is different. Again, their content is generic. You are unique. So please ask questions about everything. Don't take no for an answer. Stop putting generic information to use on your face. Since this video had a lot of heavy claims about birth defects and all these other things, I'm going to try to leave all of the medical journals that I read in the description box. That's about it. I hope you liked this video. If you found this video useful, definitely share it with a friend. If you have any question, you can leave it in the comments section. If you have any other further questions, you can definitely ask me over at my Instagram. This is my handle. I say this in every video. This video is just my perspective, things that I wanted to say. It would really help a lot of people out if you have used retinol, or if you've had a good experience or a bad experience with it, if you have consulted a dermatologist before starting it, if you didn't consult a dermatologist before you started it. Your opinions make a lot of a difference to people that watch these videos, because people will watch this video, they will see my opinion, and then they will go down and read all the comments that you guys have left, and it really helps a lot of people out in making an informed decision. So definitely leave your valuable comments in the comment section. That's about it. I hope you guys like this video. Definitely subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for notifications for newer videos. That's about it. Bye.